Hi there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this lesson I will show you how to create a dictionary by using React.js and Tailwind CSS. It will be so amazing as well as it will be fully functionally and it will be fully responsive. As you can see, you can open this in the tablets or in the phones and desktops. So that's so amazing as well. This dictionary can translate the words from English to the Russian and vice versa. So we will use free API that I will show you during that video. So watch the video until the end and you will learn how you can create the dictionary. That will be so amazing project for newbies in React.js, as well as it will be fully functionally. So let's check our project. Let's type here something like car. As you can see, it shows that it's a car and that's noun. There is a transcription and translations. It's also amazing that if you will type here with the Russian letters something like machina, it will translate from the Russian to the English. So that will be so amazing as well. Sometimes it's so difficult to do that. Some people make some kind of the buttons which will translate from the English to the Russian or from the Russian to the English. But we don't have any buttons, something like that. You can just type in that language that you choose and it will translate from that language to this. It's so amazing. So let's start doing. The first thing is that you need to create new folder that I will name this, oh, it's in Russian letters, dictionary. So there we go, and we need to open this folder with VS Code. Let's open this with double clicking. I will drag to this. There we go. And the first thing that we need to do is installing the React. Let's install this with Webpack, but you can install this with White as well. It will work much more faster than Webpack. So let's search here, and we also will use the Tailwind.css, so that's why we need to install the React with Tailwind. So let's search this. The link below in the description. Just you can open this page and copy this. Let's copy this and paste in our terminal. New terminal, or you can just click Ctrl plus Shift plus something like this symbol. I don't know what's that symbol. Backtick or something like that. Let's paste here, and the project I will name something like /. But you know it takes a lot, so that's why I will pause the video until it will be installed, as well as you need to wait about 4 or 5 minutes, so that will be so boring for all of us. So that's why I will just pause this video until it will be downloaded or installed to my repository. So we already finished our installing, as well as you can see there is happy hacking, and so that's the end in our terminal. But we need to do firstly we need to clear that. So let's write here clear, and write here something like npm start to initialize our project. Okay, let's wait a bit minutes. So there we go. It's our local host, that's 3000, and everything works. So there we go, it's our project. So let's move on to the codes. Let's close the terminal, and the first thing that we need to do is deleting all the code that are not necessary for our project. But we forgot about one thing. We forgot about installing the Tailwind. I'm so sorry for that. So let's copy this and paste here until it will be installed. Let's copy another thing. We need to copy this, or you just can click to this button, and after that we need to go to here, as well as you can see there's our tailwind.config.js. We need to delete all of them and paste our code that we copied from the here, and we need to install, we need to copy these things to our and paste to our index.css. Let's find that. I will delete all of this and paste here. There we go. After that, we need to initialize our project, but we already did it, so that's why we don't need to do this anymore. So let's close all of this and delete the things that are not necessary for our project. So regarding to this, it's not, we just delete this app.test.js. We don't need to do this anymore. So let's delete logo. Yeah, we did it. But there will be some kind of errors in our project if we will not delete these codes like this. Yeah. After that, we need to go to our app.js and we need to delete this and our logo. So there we go. But we also don't have this one. Let's rename this to app.js6. That's what it will be much more easier to work with Tailwind and HTML. So let's start our project. The first thing that we need to do is, let's see, is our header, and we need to add the background color. So that's why let's write here after this app. The first thing is we need to add bg slate dash at. So let's see our project, but nothing is here because we don't have anything like min height dash screen, but that's not working and I don't know why. Maybe we need to initialize our project one more time. npm run start. Yeah. Let's wait a few seconds. Maybe we did everything as we need to do. Yeah, as you can see, that's our background, like here. That means our tailwind.css works. That's amazing. Let's start. And the next thing that we need to do is adding the header. I will comment there something like header, as well as it will be so easy for you to see my codes, to understand my codes, as well as you may have some kind of difficulties in understanding our project. Let's open the div element, and inside of this element I will open the h1 to give the title, which is going to be equal this. Let's copy this and paste here. After that, we need to add the class name to our h1, which is going to be equal text -5 XL, which makes our text much more bigger. Font is bold. That's font size equals to 700. Then the color is white. Text -white. width dash full, but in a empty screens that equals to width dash 3 2/3 and p dash 5. That means that that's a padding from the top and bottom. That's 20 pixels. If you will have some kind of a problem, just hover this and that will show the CSS properties. So let's continue. After that, we need to make it rounded dash LG and BG dash slate dash 600. I'm sorry. To make it centered, let's write here margin X auto. It's from the left and right. It gives the margin that equals to auto. The next thing is shadow dash LG and the color of the shadow dash slate dash 50. So there we go. Let's check it that we created. So that's the thing that we did. And to make it centered, we need to add here to our app text center. After that, it will work. Yeah, everything works, but we still have some kind of the problems as well, as we don't have any margins here. So the next thing that we need to do is adding here padding equals 5. That means padding 20 pixels. So there we go. If we will do it much more bigger, it's the same with this as well. It's it's so amazing. So let's move on to another section, and this section is our input. Okay, let's start. Let's open the div and make it flexible. As well as there is our button and input. So that's why we need to make it flex. BG equals background is slate dash 200, width dash full, but in empty screens the width dash 2/3, margin bottom dash 5 and margin top dash 10. That means we have margin top is 40 pixels and margin bottom is 20 pixels, like here. And let's make it rounded. Dash MD shadow dash MD and shadow slate dash 40, not 40, 400. And for make it centered, we need to make it margin X auto. We already created our div element, and we need to add 2 elements inside of this. The first thing is our input, where we will search everything, every word that we need to search. Let's add the placeholder. It's going to be equal to search, and type is text, and the class name for make it a bit colorful, as well as it's not okay. The class name is going to be equal width dash full, that means 100%. Padding is 2, that means padding from the left and from the top and bottom 8 pixels. Border is none. We don't need to any borders. Border dash none. And outline is none. outline dash none. So, and BG is transparent. We don't need to add backgrounds, as well as it has default background right here. And let's make it p-2, as well as we also need some kind of the gaps from here, from the left and from the right. And the next thing that we need to add is button element for reset button, and here's reset. Let's add few class name properties, and padding x equals 2, margin equals the pixel from the all sides, and bg dash slate dash 500 and text dash white. Let's see. Yeah, there we go, but it's not rounded, that's why. Let's add border radius that's rounded. It's going to be equal 4 pixels. So there we go. Let's search here, and we also need the box for our words that we will search from the input words. Let's add the box. It's another section. This section is for our list of the word. So let's do it. Maybe it's so understandable for you as well as I'm just trying to make it so easy for you. And you can change the UI design by yourself if it's not so cool, as well as it's a bit strange. And the BG is not so cool. UI design is not so cool. I'm just wanna show you how it will be so functionally. If you still watch my video, just subscribe me, because I just need in this. I'm just making this video for you. Shadow-MD. So let's make it. The color of the shadow is going to be slate dash 5500. I'm sorry, I have some kind of the problems with remembering the numbers. Full MD screen is width going to be equal to 2/3 rounded. BG dash slate dash 600. Padding from the top and bottom going to be equal 20 pixels, and margin on the right and left is auto. Yeah, it's our border, and we need to add the words here. Let's make the simple word. It will be the word. So let's do it. Let's open the div, another one inside of the box, our box element, and this div is going to have something like undefined, finite. Yeah, let's make it flex as well as flex. Align text, align item center, and its file content is between. So the next thing, I'm sorry, let's copy this and write them inside of the p element, p tag. Let's add the class name that's going to be equal to text dash left, flex, align text, align item center, and gap dash 2. That means the gap that is going to be equal 8 pixels. And inside of this p element, we need to open the span for this and define it. And the span is going to have the class name that's going to be text white, text dash white, and font size, font weight is semi-bold, that means 600. Text dash 2XL, and group hover, group dash hover, going to be underline. And let's add the group here. When you will hover this group, it will be underlined. Yeah, something like this. And the next thing that we need to do is, as you can see, we have no spaces between here, so that's why let's see and add. Is it our? Let's add. Maybe we'll mistake it. We'll make it a bit mistake here. Let's delete this and add the duration going to be equal to 100, and on a hover the background is going to be slate dash 500. Padding x going to be 2, and margin from the top x, and the bottom is going to be 1 pixel. But we still have the big problem, and I will tell you what is this. And this problem is that we need to copy this and to write another div inside of this one. I'm so sorry, guys. Let's open the div and pass this div inside of this. So let's close it. It interrupts us from the coding. Yeah, this is our code. This is our fourth component. Yeah, everything works like here, but we still don't have anything like noun or translation. So that's why we need to open another div, another span element. I'm sorry, not div. And it's for position. Let's write here noun, and the class name is going to be equal text dash slate dash 400. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's not our. Yeah, that works. And after that, after this div element, we need to create another div element for our translations. Let's do it. Text dash left. That means text align dash. Text align is going to be equal left. Text base. That is if I'm not mistaken, 14 pixels, not the 16 pixel. The font size is going to be equal to 16 pixels. And after that, we need to add the color, text dash slate dash 3 and double O. And next thing is the translation. Span is going to be something. So we did it. As you can see, it's our UI design. Of course, it's not so cool, but that's okay. And we passed about 30 minutes for making that. So just subscribe me, and if you have some kind of problems with your code, not only in this project, just you can comment down and I will answer to your questions, to your problems. I will try to solve that. Or you can just write me in my Telegram account. So guys, let's move on to our functionality. As you can see, we already completed our UI design. Of course, that's not so cool, but that's nothing. That's okay, because we wanna do this project because of functionality. We just wanna use the API and React hooks during this project. So let's do it. As I said above, I will use the free API that I will get from the Yandex dictionary for developers. So let's search it on Google, but you can use other browsers. Let's type, and this one, we need to click to this project, to this website. I'm so sorry. Dictionary API Yandex Technology. So let's do it. There we go. After that, as you can see, there's the documentation, and you can get API key. I will recommend to you to log into this website and get the API for working with documentation. But if you will have some kind of difficulties, that's okay as well. You can use the API that I get already. So that's why in this lesson I will not show you how you can get this. But that's easy and you can do it by yourself. Let's see the documentation. Yeah, there we go. And there's some kind of the methods how you can use the API. So let's see the first one, get language method. I have some kind of problems with the network, so that's why the internet works so slowly. And maybe I took the video, so that's why it's also one of the options why the internet works so slowly. So there we go. Get lang methods, the description, and the key, where you will get your free API key. And we will use here our JSON, this one. And as you can see, there is the key that's going to be equal to API key, and this will be our API. And I will show you my own API, and you can find it from the GitHub source in the below in the description, or I will state the API key in the description. So let's move on. And there's the options of the languages that you can choose, that you can translate the words. You can do it from the Russian to the PL, I don't know what it is, from the Russian to the Ukrainian, from the Russian to the French, and from the Russian to the English. And I will do it dynamic, as well as you will translate from the English to the Russian and from the Russian to the English. This will be so amazing. So watch until the end of this video. Just comment down, subscribe, and get the likes. Give the likes, I'm sorry. And there's a lookup method. How you can look up the words from the dictionary. And key, where you will write your API key in the language that will translate from the English to the Russian. And this is the text. And the text is going to be equal to the time. And that means the time that will be translated the word that's going to be equal to the time. So let's copy this and check it. I will paste it here, and instead of this API key, I will write my own API key that I will get from my GitHub. I'm sorry guys, github.com. Let's click it, and let's move on to the repositories. Yeah, and this one. This is a dictionary where you will look up the words. Let's go to this folder. After that, we need to open the app.js. And this is our key. Let's copy this and paste instead of this API key. Yeah, everything works. As you can see, there's our API, and let's use it in our project. Let's copy this and comment down in our project, something like this. Yeah, and this is our key element, so let's make it key API key, and let apk going to be equal to string, which is this. Yeah, and for working with API, we need the hook, a React hook, which is going to be use effect. So let's use it. For the first time, we need to type this one, and inside of this will be two things, and the first one is a callback function, and the second one is when it will work. Yeah, something like this. And inside of the callback function, I will use the fetch method, where I will pass our API. Let's copy and paste here. But it will be dynamic, for that's why I will use backticks. Here we need to type our API key element, this variable. Let's paste here. Yeah, there we go. And after that, we need to write here done for getting our data response, which is going to be equal response.json. It makes our data just in a JSON format, and then we need to get it. Data going to be equal console.log data. Let's see. Let's move on to our project, this one, and open our console. Let's see. There is an object which is going to be def and heat. We have nothing here, so that's why we don't need the heat element anymore. So that's why let's type here something like def, and let's see. And as you can see, there's 4 array of the elements, which is going this, the time. They are look up the time, and the position is noun. There is verb, transition, and there is pre-chill wait, and it is also verb. So let's use it in for this, for making the mapping. Let's save it in a use state. In a state, for this we will use the state, not state, const array and set array. That's going to be use state, which is going to be array. Yeah, there we go. After that, we need to copy set array and pass it instead of console, something like this. And let's console our array. Yeah, Let's check it. Open our console. And let's see. Yeah, we have an array inside of which we have 2 elements, not 2, 4 elements. And these are the word type and the position of them. So everything works properly. So the next thing that we need to do is getting the value from the input for searching that. For this, we need to write here on change, something like this, and it's going to be callback function. Let's something like this. Yeah, there we go. And we need to save the value of the input in a state. So that's why I will write here const, which is going to be change it or change, and set change. It's going to be use state without any arrays or strings. Yeah, and let's copy this, as well as we wanna use it for getting the value from the API from the input. It's here, and that is our input. And on change, when it will be changed, we will use it something like e.target.value. Yeah, something like this. Let's console our state. Let's change. That's undefined because, you know, we have nothing here. So that means when we have nothing, when we don't type anything, there will be nothing undefined. So let's type here something like car, and as you can see, it will show each word that we'll write here, each element. Let's delete this, and there is nothing. So let's move on. We already changed it, and these words that we will type here, something like this. These words we will use for getting the words from this instead of time. So let's delete this and paste our changes, our value from the input, something like this. Yeah, and it will work. Right now it will work only initially, as well as we have empty array here in our use effect. So that's why let's type here something like change, and it will work in initial when we will refresh the website and when the change will be changed, when the state will be changed. That is getting the API. So the next thing that we need to do is, what is this? We need to map the array that we will get from the API. So let's map it, and it's our word. That means we will map this div section. So let's copy this and delete array.map. It's going to be an object from where we will get the elements from the div. Let's type here return. So there we go. And it's also going to be index for giving for this element the k element. The k is going to be id. So where we will get the id? We will get the id from the variable that I will create here, let id, which is going to be equal to the I plus text, and I will get the text from here, something like this. and we need to get the position, transition, and maybe that's all. Yeah. So let's use it. Or we will use it. For using this, the text is this. Something like this. And the position is here. It's noun. And the translation is here. Yeah, we already use it. So let's see. We have we have small problems here. I is not defined. I write here something like I, but it should be index. So let's copy, paste this. We have nothing here because it can't look up for something like this. Cannot read the properties of undefined. And there's some kind of. So why it's not working? Let me check it. We use our return, but it still don't work. Let's refresh our page. Okay, but I will tell you honestly, I don't know why it's not working. Let's delete this. I type here element, and let is going to be equal to the element. Yeah, there we go. Let's refresh this one more time. The objects are not valid. Let's wrap child. So it should work. And I don't know why it's not working. I have no ideas. We got the element. Let's comment down all of this and log our element and open our console, and there is an object. Yeah, it should work, but I don't know why it's not working. Guys, it should work. The next thing we need to do is this. Let's console our text, position, and translation. Yeah, undefined is our word. It's adjective, and the meaning is неопределенный or something like неясно. Yeah, it's working, but I know why it's not working, because the thing that we are gonna create is, let me show you, okay? Maybe I understood what is our problem. So let's open this. This is an array, so that's why we need to map this one. Something like this. Text. This is going to be equal to the callback function. So this is going to be equal to the callback function. something like this. But I still have problem here, because this object should be inside of the block scopes, not in that place. Yeah, something like this. I know I have a lot of errors and mistakes here, but that's okay, as well as you can just pause the video and copy this. And we need to return the span element, which is going to be equal, which is going to have a key element that's text, something like this, and this will have also the elements which is text, and let's write here comma. Yeah, it works. That's so amazing. It's what we finally did it. I know it takes for a long time and you can just copy this from my GitHub source, but I show you how you can do it. I teach you to working with API and React hooks as possible. So let's type here something like car, and this is our car. And let's type here, but oh, oops, but we still have the problem. As well as when they can find the words, something like when there is a space, where is nothing. When it's undefined, it has a row, as well as it can't find nothing here. So that's why let's type here when where is our API? So this is our API. When this is going to be equal, when the text, what is this? Yeah, this is text. When this text, when this state going to be equal to the nothing, let's type here something like A. In other times it will be change, something like this. That means if change is going to be equal to the nothing, we will write here A. But if there is something like this, it will show us the change. Yeah, it should work. So let's refresh it one more time and type here search. Yeah, that's our search. Let's delete. Let's reset it. But this button is not working. So let's make it work. And there is our A element. A word. The word that's A is right here. Let's make the reset button. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to add the event. So let's add it. What is that? Yeah. For adding this, let's write here when it will be unclicked. The callback function will work, and the set change going to be equal to the space, and the value of the input, let's type here value of the input going to be changed. Let's type this. Yeah, it's working. Let's write here car and percent. Let's write here something like coder and percent. And the next thing that we need to do is make it something like when you will look up in the Russian letters, it will translate from the Russian to the English. When you will write in the English, from the English to the Russian. So let's move on to our API, and as you can see, there is the language that states from the English to the Russian. And let's change it. Let's make it dynamic. And for this, we need the reject element. And for this, for making the rejects, let's search it from the